Well, we are almost halfway through the 2022 Winter Olympics, and here with us now to give her Olympic expertise is Idaho's three-time gold medalist, Kristin Armstrong. And the Olympic Village dining halls are a bit different this year. We're talking about plexiglass, separating each seats, masks, robots. I mean, Kristin, you were there firsthand. What's that like compared to what you experienced?
Well, it's interesting because you're so anxious as an Olympian awaiting your event. I mean, you're sitting in small dorm rooms and all you think about is like training in your event. And so one of the most peaceful areas for myself to go to was the cafeteria. And so to think that the community piece of the cafeteria has now become little boxes, individual seats with plexiglass, it really does take away just that hangout time. We used to play these games where when people walked in, we would call it guess the sport. We would try to guess a sport when somebody walked in and what they played.
Wow,
and so it's really difficult unless you're like an NBA basketball player and they're like 6'8". But truth be told, when I was in Olympic Village, you have choices of all kinds of cuisine. So it basically really, you can find something that you would eat, something that you would like, no matter where you're from. But the longest line though, let me tell you, was the McDonald's line. And although they were sponsored for over 40 years, no longer a sponsor, that was probably the most familiar line that athletes would stand in line for, which doesn't seem normal.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that off camera earlier, and I thought, you know, you think of athletes being very healthy, maybe, you know, fruits and vegetables, but you were telling me, oh no, it was McDonald's all the way. Like, give me a Big Mac and fries, right?
Yeah, and I think it was just because you get to a certain point, and when you don't have the food from home, almost that comfort food that you make for yourself, you can relate to like, well, just give me some protein, give me some carbohydrates. I'm already here. It's not like you're eating it for 3 weeks or 4 weeks or 3 months. But it was the longest line, and now in Beijing, it looks like there's automation. There's automation with baristas. There's automation where you can get your noodles. You can basically push a button and it kind of like comes out and you get your noodle bowl. But there's also the cafeteria where you can walk through and you have to put gloves on so that there's no germ spread or minimize the germs. Because if you think about it, buffet lines, that can, you know, obviously to be very careful with what's going on now. So there is choices for no matter where you are. It's neat, it's a big community, but again, in Beijing, I think it's set up very differently with the way it's plexiglassed. You have to be very careful. You can't really hang out. So
yeah,
it's a different feeling.
Very different feeling, yes. Well, thank you so much, Kristin Armstrong, for joining us. Very insightful. I love to talk about food, so that was my favorite segment. Thank you so much.
Food's my favorite.